What's up, everybody? And you know what? I wasn't sure if I was going to do this review and everything, but since I saw the show, you know what? I might as well and whatnot, okay? Sacrifice. I did watch Sacrifice, and I gotta say, it was a pretty enjoyable show. And yeah, I'm reviewing this because there was a lot of news and some title changes, a lot of title changes, I can say, throughout the entire night. And I thought this was a very solid show with some really great matches on here, and I'm gonna get to them. But it's a lot to say from this. Now, I did watch the pre-show. I was a little bit late on the pre-show. I didn't see the Giselle Shaw and Lady Frost match. I think Shaw won, if I'm not mistaken. Or was it Frost that won? I think Frost won. Yeah, she won the match and whatnot. So I didn't see it. Maybe I'll go back and check that out. I did see the OGK go against Rich Swann and Willie Mack in the pre-show. I know Mack and Swan went over. Okay match. Bit of a spot fest, of course, but still a pretty good match with, like I said, with Swan and Matt going over. But the first official match of the night was the X Division title on the line with Trey Miguel versus Jake something. Where were they anyways? Louisville, Kentucky, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, they're in Kentucky. This was a very good match. Like, if it's one thing that always works, especially with Impact, TNA, or whatever, it's always kick it off with an X Division match or X Division title match and whatnot to mostly hype up and wake the crowd up, okay? I did enjoy this match from both of these two. They had some good timing out there also. Of course, Trey Miguel went over, hit the Meteora onto Jake something for the win. So, yes, Trey Miguel still retained his X Division title against Trey Miguel. I mean, against Jake something. Hopefully, they do something more with Jake something because it feels like I don't want to say he gets a start, stop, push, but it's like they only do like one or two things with him, and then he just kind of fades into the background after a while. So hopefully, some more is gonna be from Jake something because this heel thing could work for him. But like I said, Trey Miguel still retains. Next, we had Eddie Edwards with Honor No More going against Rhino, which, Team Impact, Chris Sabin, Rich Swann, and Willie Mack are out there with him. Another good match for both of these two, especially with Eddie Edwards being a heel and whatnot right now. And of course, I guess the referee was the referee down, and then everybody just comes into the ring and then just and whatnot, because the ref got distracted with everybody fighting outside, and everybody starts doing dives to the outside of the ring, and the referee's distracted. Next thing you know, Steve Macklin comes in and takes out Eddie Edwards with a DDT, but then he took the kendo stick from Eddie Edwards and hit Rhino with it, which Eddie Edwards ended up hitting the Boston Knee Party for the win. So Steve Macklin basically does not side with anybody in that Team Impact or Honor No More, because they did accuse Steve Macklin at first anyways of being a traitor and whatnot, but ended up being Eddie Edwards the whole time. But with Steve Macklin, he's just a man that stands alone, so he's not taking anybody's side. But I figured Eddie would get the win anyways. Like I said, it's the new heel thing right now, so he's got to get some wins on him right now. Next, the Knockouts Tag Team titles were on the line. A match that has finally happened, folks, after multiple injuries and, people testing positive for COVID and whatnot. This match is finally happening with the Inspiration and the Influence. And, at first, this match going in, I know it's been held off for a while and whatnot, but it was actually a really good match. Because at first I didn't know how this was really going to go out to be. At first I was kind of like, it's the Knockouts Tag titles. I know some wouldn't care that much on the Inspiration and whatnot, or the Influence. They just kind of been kind of around. But this match actually was pretty good, and the crowd was actually with it. Caleb with Kato basically had one of the title belts, and ended up, I guess, Dashwood ended up taking it, taking the belt and then hitting, I think he hit, Cassie Lee with the title belt then, and ended up getting the win and whatnot to win the tag team titles. So yes, there are new tag team champions. The Influence being the Inspiration, but actually a pretty good match though, I will say that. Brian Myers was out there with his commentary table until W. Morrissey, I guess, tried to come break it again. Security tried to stop him, but he ended up power bombing him through one of the table. Next, one of my favorite matches of the night. PCO and Jonah. Two big hosses, just, by God, let me say, PCO is just insane, okay? Like, I've watched some of his work in Ring of Honor and whatnot, but, man, this man is just, holy shit, this guy's crazy. Both of these guys two giants just beating the hell out of each other, and whatnot. And PCO doing that dive when he like does the somersault off the apron and whatnot, and then he always basically falls on the apron, never hits the guy. He actually hit the guy this time doing that move because it looks like he always damns near kill himself, but it actually worked this time. And they end up going for like a big superplex and whatnot, but Jonah ended up hitting a superplex on him. Just both guys are down then, both hitting each other with German suplexes, getting immediately back up. PCO hitting a big Hurricane Rana or PCO Rana, even doing a fucking moonsault from the top rope. Like I said, PCO is just insane, okay? And still hits it, only for a 2 count, though. Jonah ends up going to the outside. PCO tries to charge at him, but hits the steel steps. Jonah ends up, doing a tombstone, a big, like, tombstone power driver onto the steel steps then. And then he power bombed him off of the steel steps. Like, we stood on top and then just power bombed to the floor. I just hear a loud thud. And then, he get him back into the ring and he hit the big tsunami splash on like the back of PCO's head, and Jonah ended up winning from there. And, they tried to help PCO up, but he didn't really want help, like, got up on his own. So, one of my favorite matches of the night, some would say even the match of the night, but both two big giants beating the hell out of each other. This was a great big man battle right there with Jonah, which I expect him to go over anyways, but that was great. Next, Jay White versus Alex Shelley. I guess student versus teacher. We didn't really see Alex Shelley around Impact, or kind of left without, I don't think a lot of people knew. I think last time Shelley was on Impact, I think he left before the whole, what was it, Rebellion or Hard to Kill, when it was supposed to be like the Guns and Swan versus Omega and the Good Brothers. And then I think Shelley was hurt, and then I just remember he was in MLW, so I didn't really know what happened to him, but this was another great one. This was just another fire match, 2 fire back-to-back matches. Just the story with both of these guys. Like I said, the whole student versus teacher thing, which I wasn't even sure who was gonna win, and they had some damn near 20 minutes out there, and the crowd was going nuts for it. Like, one of the best things I thought was when Shelley tried to dive out to the ring onto Jay White, and Jay White caught him and hit him with a big blade runner then and whatnot, and got him into the ring. And stuff, tried to go for another blade runner. Shelley got his own blade runner and whatnot, and put him into the submission board so he stretched, but he tried to get him in there, but Jay White got out of it then. He had one more blade runner and won the match. They were going to shake hands, but Jay White wasn't going for it. So once again, another just great back-to-back matches. Like, it's almost kind of hard to tell who had the better match with White and Shelley and Jonah and PCO, but this was like one of the best things out of the night. Both of those matches just fire back to back. Next, the Champ Challenge happened. Deonna Perazzo versus Chelsea Greene, which was for the Ring of Honor Women's title. Which, I'm kind of sitting there wondering now, and I think I've said this before. Since Ring of Honor has now been bought out by AEW, do they still get to keep the title belts, or do all the Ring of Honor guys got to return those belts? Or and Deonna's not even Ring of Honor talent, so I'm not sure how that's gonna go, but this was good. I figured Deonna was gonna win anyways. I know Chelsea's arm was hurt. It looked like she kind of tried to play possum with Deonna at one point, and stuff. But Deonna just damn near trying to rip Chelsea Green's arm out of her socket and wouldn't let go. So they stopped the match then. And whatnot, but this actually plays into the next match because Mickie James came out for the save, and Chelsea Green was going to have her back, but since Chelsea's now out of the equation, it was just going to be Tasha Steelz and Mickie James out there for the Knockouts title, which was a good match. A little bit too much Savannah Evans in this match. I swear to God, she interfered at least 3 or 4 times that you can even hear somebody in the crowd say, "How are you this bad at cheating?" I'm like, I agree. Like, man, you've been interfering like 3, 4 times, and you still couldn't get the job done. But this was a good match. Tasha ended up getting the win after Mickie jumped from the top rope. Tasha hit a cutter, and they try to say what history's been made, that Tasha Steelz is the first Afro-Latina Knockouts champion. I'm great for Tasha winning. It's a long time coming. I've been wanting her to win the title anyways, and I'm glad this pushed and stopped. Mickie had a good run with the title, but this was Tasha Steelz' time. I'm cool with the decision, okay? I thought it would have been Chelsea Green somehow screwing Mickey James out of the title and turning on her and whatnot, but since Chelsea Green was taken out of the occasion, um, Tasha ended up getting the belt. Well, I guess I say on her own, but like I said, Savannah Evans was involved several times. But Tasha Steele's getting the win. I'm definitely cool with that because I'm glad it didn't let this whole Ultimate X thing kind of go to waste. Well, she won the match the other night to get another number one contender shot. So Tasha win the belt. I'm cool with that decision. Next, Bullet Club, the Good Brothers versus Violent by Design, um, tag team titles, which a pretty good match. A little brutal towards the end. Especially Eric Young and Gallows to the top of the stage. Eric Young hit him with a low blow and then a power driver, which looked deadly. Then Dorian hit a power bomb on Carl Anderson in the ring. Which we got new champions. I don't know what happened to Chris Bay or how he was around there. I forgot what happened to him. Which I think first off, I'm glad they took the belts finally off the Good Brothers. I actually thought God would have did it, but I think Guerrillas of Destiny had to go back to Japan because they are involved in the New Japan Cup, and I have a phone call. But yeah, as I was saying, I kind of expected God may have, like I said, would have taken the titles, but like I said, I believe they are in the New Japan Cup, so I think they have to go back to Japan. I'm surprised that the Good Brothers actually lost the titles now, given that they just joined back up with Bullet Club, like literally just happened like a week or two ago. But now, they lost the titles to Violent by Design, so don't know what's really going on with that. But I was just glad they got the belts off the Good Brothers because it just felt like they had those titles forever. I thought it was about fucking time they took the belts off of them. So I was actually glad to see that. But I didn't really expect a title change. Like, I'm like, really? They actually did it as soon as they joined Bullet Club. Well, back with them. So very surprised by that. But next, the world titles on the line, main event. Santino Marella, Anthony Corelli was on commentary. It was Moose versus Heath. Listen, this was a good match and everything, but come on, let's be honest. Moose was gonna win this match regardless. I never saw Moose losing. Moose won. He hit the spear and whatnot. So that none of this really kind of surprises me that he still retained the title. But next thing you know, Josh Alexander showed up, which they kept saying he doesn't work here anymore. He doesn't work here. And he got on the microphone, said Scott D'Amore told him to keep his emotions in check. And that's what he did when he went home. He spent some time with his family. But he was a mile away from the Anthem Sports corporate office. So he went there and he signed a multi-year contract. And then in that contract says he will main event at Rebellion against Moose for the world title, as he said he would be the next champion. So, good to see Josh Alexander back. I kind of figured he'd be back, given that they kept name dropping him several times. I know his contract was up and that his work visa was out too, so he couldn't even work in America for a good minute. So I'm glad they reached a deal because they really did need him, okay? Because I'm like, what other faces did you really have going for the world title right now? Obviously, he was going to be next in line, but then I was like, since he left, I'm like, they be fools kind of let this guy go. You want to keep this guy around. He's really good because anybody could have picked him up, and I'm sure everybody in their mind would have said AEW and stuff, but it's a good thing at least they worked out a deal and he signed a new contract. So we'll see what happens to Rebellion when the world title's on the line. But yeah, Josh Alexander is back with Impact Wrestling, folks. So yeah. Other than that, though, comment, subscribe, follow me on Twitter at Hoodie9890. I'm out of here. I'll see you guys then. Peace out. Yeah, you already know how this all goes and whatnot. So yeah, this is my Sacrifice review. I'm out. Peace.